Yes, we're checking out the different updates on Hurricane Melissa because we have heard that it has slowed down, it has swing to the east as well, and different projection, different models tell you that it's going to different areas. So I found the latest update. This is what it says so far.
The hillsides, who may be more vulnerable by day, when the worst weather will hit, what to expect for the winds and the rain. It is going to be a slow mover, so I want to give you everything before we may lose touch with losing power, so you know how to prepare both with what we need to do on the ground and mentally as well, because this is going to be a long haul. I want to show you the life-threatening storm surge out of this, how strong it could get, and some of the changes we could get. Plus, we're in action mode in some new locations, so I want to show you that. But a direct hit likely from this. It is getting stronger. It's stronger than what even the models are showing. I'll show you that. We may have some communities that get kind of stuck in place out of this because of the major hurricane impacts and the life-threatening, potentially catastrophic flooding. We may have some roads cut off. We're going to have some of that, rock slides, that sort of thing with the flooding. So with that, we need to have days and days of food on hand. We all have different means, so I appreciate you, and I've been seeing it, helping each other out. We're in a community. We're kind of looking around on the hillsides, who may be more vulnerable than others, who may be near water. Well, we're helping each other out best we can with this. But again, this is moving our way. So we're going to highlight Haiti, Jamaica, and then looking down the road as well with this. The center's still here, so we do have some moments to prepare. Now, what is interesting is in 1951 was Hurricane Charley in Jamaica. 37 years later, 1988, was Hurricane Gilbert. Here we are 37 years later, so 37, not a great number apparently, 37 years later with what is about to be Hurricane Melissa. By the time you're watching this, most likely this will be upgraded to Hurricane Melissa and then eventually a major hurricane. Now, I bring that up. It's not just an interesting stat. I bring that up because there is a lot of scary talk, including in this video, no doubt. This thing is going to really grow in intensity. With that said, Jamaica's not going anywhere. Again, once we get to Wednesday, we're going to be on the flip side of this. We've been through Charley, Gilbert, other storms, other hurricanes. Jamaica's going to get on the other side of this. There's no doubt, right? So by the time we get toward the end of next week, we'll be in cleanup mode, no doubt. But again, Jamaica's not going anywhere. There's a lot of talk out there that is making it look like Jamaica's getting wiped off the map. That's not happening, right? This is a bad situation, but that is not happening. Here it is, though, moving in. Again, we have a little bit of a window to get things done best we can and really help each other out. That is the biggest thing. Again, we're before the storm. Once this storm is moving in, there's not much we can do. So again, we're starting to get to our safe places. We'll be doing that throughout the day. Where we need to ride out the storm, again, the schools, the churches that have better some block structures, are acting as shelters. And thank you for opening up your homes. If you know neighbors that may not have a good roof or may not really have much of a roof at all, kind of bringing them in, especially if they're near places where we could have rock slides or mudslides. Now today, this is going to be developing very quickly into a stronger hurricane. And look how much it...
So we're checking out the different updates that we're getting so far on Tropical Storm Melissa. How is it where you are? How is it where you are? King Kush say you must stay safe at home, yeah man. Because we don't know what's coming, so we're just checking out the different updates to see what's happening. How is it in Kingston? Let me know. How is it in the west? Anyone from Westmoreland as well? The latest news is that Melissa still will make a direct hit into Jamaica. There's a slight swing to the east, which is somewhat good news, right? So we're trying to get the latest updates. But this is what we have so far. Let's go and listen to it.
Doesn't move. Here we are in Jamaica.
Trending in metal crafts. Alibaba.com.
Let me get this getting. It's the latest that we have on the updates here. All right, let's go.
By Tomorrow, some of the bigger impacts start to move in for some of us. Then, in particular, Monday into Tuesday, it looks like by the time we get into Monday night, that could be some of the worst weather as this works across. I'll show you that. And then eventually lifting up toward eastern Cuba, it looks like still as a hurricane, and then working its way toward the southeastern Bahamas near the Turks and Caicos. Of course, all of this puts days and days of heavier rain back toward Haiti and even the Dominican Republic, especially the southern coast of Haiti, where right now, talking to our team on the ground, we have life-threatening flooding going on, and we're going to be seeing more of that. So again, as I mentioned.
All right, so King Kush, that's Bluefield, Westmoreland. How is it there? Start raining as yet? Let me know where you're watching from and how is it there?
As expected, I've been giving you the heads up. Those watches have been switched over to warnings. This is going to move in as a major hurricane and then work across. I'm not seeing this coming toward Central America. I always keep an eye on everyone. I'm not seeing this coming toward the Cayman Islands. We may get some outer rain bands possible over toward Little and the Brac, but this is going to make the turn, and there are reasons why, and I'll show you that as we go forward.
Okay.
But again, a very dangerous situation. I'll put out additional updates. If you subscribe, you'll get those updates first, those notifications first, and I just really appreciate you sharing this information right now, because we need to do that now. We need to finish those preparations because this is coming in. Now, let's go day by day. Today and even parts of tomorrow, for some of us, we may be like, what storm? It's not here. It is sunny outside, right? In some spots. Well, it's coming. It's that slow mover. That's part of the problem, is that it's almost not here. I'll show you the winds now.
All right, so the Met Office in Jamaica has moved Jamaica from a hurricane watch to a hurricane warning, as Tropical Storm Melissa is expected to rapidly strengthen while moving closer to the island. All right, so in Westmoreland, you have a lot of rains, according to King Kush. It's a hard rain and wind. Really? Whoa. I thought that they said that it was later today that we'll be start seeing the effects, the strong winds. Anyway, it is expected that we'll have winds of about 119 kilometers per hour. That's very strong winds. As Melissa moves closer to the island, Jamaica should expect strong winds reaching tropical storm force to initially affected eastern parishes later today. Whoa. So, as the day progresses, we should be seeing stronger winds.
This will be changing some. These maps I'm about to show you. As we go into additional videos, I'll be tweaking it. I'll be changing it best I can based on when it takes that turn into us as we go forward. So tonight, we're going to have some of the winds around 50 miles per hour southeastern sections. Things just starting to pick up. Then tomorrow, it looks like at that point, this is going to be a major hurricane. That's Category 3 or higher. We're talking about the potential down the road of a Category 5. That is a potential.
I'm in the west, you know. I'm on the north coast as well. The rain is just drizzling. You don't have much wind. So I'm surprised that King Kush saying that he has hard rain and wind in Westmoreland. Let me know, how is it in your region, by the way? Just let me know.
Potential, which I'll show you as we work our way into tomorrow. We start to get, it's not moving in yet, totally in, the heavy and life-threatening rain. That is going to be moving in. That is a huge concern. Southeast coast in particular will start to get some hurricane winds, 75 to about 80 miles per hour. Flip side, you get over toward Montego Bay, winds 30, 40, just kind of breezy. And again, some of us here, this is what I want to show you. I want to let you know what to prepare for. Some of us here will be like, well, what storm? It's not here yet.
Let me know where
in
you're watching
western
from.
zones, based on the track, the impacts won't be quite as high as what we're going to have in central and eastern sections. But this is Sunday, taking you step by step. I know this video is long, but putting all that.
All right, so it is expected that the center of Melissa will move south to north over central Jamaica. You hear that? It will move south to north over central Jamaica early early, well, today into tomorrow, and then it will enter Cuba by the middle of the week. So Tropical Storm Melissa is expected to be a major rainfall producer over Jamaica. All right, so Marlon is here. Marlon say, yo, big man, can you pray for me so I can win the national lottery? Marlon, really? A hurricane you talk about money? Listen, if the whole place, if everywhere is destroyed by the hurricane, your money will have limited use.
Side, care about you, and I want you to know what's going to happen. This is Monday. Now, on Monday, it's going to be a major hurricane, Category 4 most likely, maybe a Category 5 hurricane. So we're talking about some catastrophic.
And again, people are getting frustrated because they heard that the hurricane would have touched down on Friday, which was yesterday. And then now they're hearing that it's tomorrow. And then they hear now that it's maybe Monday we'll start to get the strong force. So, you know, it messes up the preparation. So who has been buying up all the groceries, you know, and the meats, and then not even rainfall, they don't even get rainfall. So it kind of mess up everything. So we're not too sure. This storm is very tricky. We're not too sure what's going on.
Potential of wind damage and catastrophic flooding. And you know me, I do not use those terms lightly. I rarely use those terms. That's what we're going to have. This will start to move in on Monday, southern coast first. We're talking about winds as we work our way, say, toward Black River, and then points over toward not so much Negril, but a little bit more Black River back through Treasure Beach. 100-mile-per-hour winds that we're going to be seeing out of that. 150-mile-per-hour winds as we work.
Listen to this latest update. Listen to this to show you how frustrating this is. It says that Tropical Storm Melissa is now expected to make landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday as a major hurricane. That's the latest. This is from the Gleaner. So you see the frustration I'm talking about. King Kush, who else is there? Marlon vibes. It's very frustrating. So now, again, the latest that we have, let me see. The latest that we have last night from the Gleaner was that Melissa is now expected to make landfall on Tuesday. Can you believe that? On Tuesday, you know. So it's not today again. It's not Sunday. It's not Monday, but it's Tuesday. All right. So the news reads, Tropical Storm Melissa is now expected to make landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday as a major hurricane, with the system expected to bring heavy rains and flooding across the island. Ah boy. Evan Thompson from the Met Office said that Melissa is expected to become a hurricane by Saturday, which is today, and then strengthen into a hurricane tomorrow. Very frustrating. Let me know how it is there. So in Westmoreland, Kush is in Westmoreland, Jamaica, saying that there's heavy rain and strong wind. How is it in Kingston? Let me know how is it in Kingston 1. Let me know how is it in St. Thomas. How is it in Portland? Anyone joining from those areas, let me know as well. Kingston, Portland, St. Thomas, Clarendon. Because remember, they said that it was going south. Now we hear that it's swinging to the east. Then we hear that it has stalled. Then we hear that it's Tuesday before Jamaica sees any impact. So I guess it's business as usual today. It is expected to continue moving more or less towards the west until it is south of Jamaica. Frustrating.
Our way again along the southeast coastline. This will cause destruction. We are going to have, it's not that every home is getting wiped out. Again, keeping this in perspective, there's a lot of crazy talk out there, but these type of winds are very serious. Weaker structures will take on very incredible amounts of damage. Weaker structures, stronger structures will be losing their roofs. Some of them, not all of them, right? Keeping it in perspective. I've been through these on the ground, right? Very strong structures will try to keep the roofs, but if there's any way the winds can get under, the roofs will go off. So that's why I want you in your safe place, right? We're getting into our safe places as we go over the next 24 hours for this. North Coast, not as much as we work through the day on Monday, but look what happens as we work our way into Monday night into early Tuesday. This is what.
So again, now the tropical storm Melissa is expected to make landfall on Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday. And again, that's the latest from the Gleaner. So it's not today. So all who put off plans for today, you can go ahead and reschedule and get those plans back in order, because we are now hearing that it's not today or tomorrow, but it's Monday into Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday, before the storm makes a direct hit into Jamaica. Yeah, it's very frustrating, I'm telling you. Oh boy.
We get the worst weather. It looks like overnight Monday. It's going to be an incredibly long night. I'll be with you best I can. I know we're going to be losing power in many spots. But as we go forward, still the long duration event, winds 150 southeastern coast, 120 miles per hour northern coast. We swing back toward the west side of the system. If it stays on this heading, we're looking at hurricane conditions around Montego Bay, winds of about 80 miles per hour. Then we swing back here southwestern sections, winds of about 120 miles per hour. Now these would be the sustained winds. That's the constant wind coming at us for a long period of time. And then on top of that, we'd have higher gusts. So gusts may be as high as 165 in spots. You say as you get over toward Kingston, Montego Bay, we could have some gusts 90 to about 100 miles per hour. With that long duration, that is just a battering on our trees, on our structures. That's what we're going to have with this as this rolls in. Now, any shift to the east or west does make a big difference on the wind and some of the rain outlook. But in those additional videos, that's what I'll be highlighting for you. And I'll put out more and more videos for you to keep you covered. So again,
So again, if you're just joining in, Marlon is here. Who else is here? King Kush is here. Jump in the comments. Let me know that you're here again. Subscribe to the channel. All right. So it is expected that tropical storm is now expected to make landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday. So it's not today, it's not tomorrow, but it's Monday night into Tuesday. Alex says that I just left Montego Bay yesterday. Alex, well, you left too early. You left Montego Bay too early. Because the hurricane won't reach until Monday night into Tuesday. What do you think about it, Alex? And how was your stay in Montego Bay? Did you think that was there a lot of rains? King Kush is there as well. Marlon Vibes is there. So again, the storm is now expected to make landfall in Jamaica next Tuesday as a major hurricane. So it will no longer be a tropical storm, but it will be a hurricane. All right. It will bring major flooding, heavy rains across the island. It is expected to, there's a slim chance or possibility that make the eye of the hurricane could actually pass over the island. So again, it's very frustrating. Persons have been buying up groceries, stacking up on different items, planning that today, which is Saturday, October 25, would be the day when the hurricane makes landfall. But we're now hearing that it's not today, So of course, persons will have to go again to buy up more goods. Very frustrating.
Thank you for sharing this weather community. Here we are in Jamaica. Here we are in Haiti, especially Jock.
What's that? Listen, man. So persons will have to go ahead and buy up their different items again. So today will be a regular market day, as it were. Thanks for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. Continue to tap those likes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's hear what Weatherman has to
Flooding.
say.
I don't know how words for that. That's where we could have the catastrophic flooding, central and eastern Jamaica, but even western zones. We're going to have the flooding. We've already had flooding, right? Over the last few days, I've been talking with a lot of folks, a lot of my friends throughout Jamaica. We've already had flooding in spots, and that's not even with really Melissa moving in yet. These totals, we're talking 20 to 30 inches of rain, 500 to 750 millimeters of rain. That is catastrophic. And again, I'm not trying to be scary. I just give you the facts on this channel. This is a no hype channel. This is the rain some of us are getting. That can be deadly, no doubt. That's why we're helping people. This is the time to kind of help get people away. It is way easier said than done. It's easy for me to say right here. It is hard to do. But if you have some neighbors, some friends, and you know some places you may walk by, if you could help people get to shelter, especially maybe people that have more in the way of some special needs or the elderly or something, to kind of help them through this system. And it's always better to be together through a system like this because it's going to be scary with the winds howling, the rain coming down, especially.
So if you're just joining in again, Hurricane Melissa has decided that it's not today. It will be reaching Jamaica. It will be on Monday night into Tuesday. What's the date for Monday? Let's see. Monday will be the 27th of Jamaica. Who is that? See what said word says, Andre, you have to go shop again. Send mommy this time. Listen to me. Very frustrating. Jump in the comments, let me know what your thoughts on this. Very, very frustrating this time. We have to go again to go to the shops. What happened to the bread? Person is buying 2, 3, 4 breads. Jamaica is probably out of bread right now. And stocking up, and the hurricane decided that it's not coming today. It's not even coming tomorrow. And not even Monday in the day, that it's Monday night into Tuesday. So again, it's business as usual in Jamaica. Today is a market day. So it's a regular market day again. So you can go to your market and get your supplies and go about your business. Persons are battening up their windows. Of course, they'll be hot inside their house because their windows are now covered. So, it's very frustrating, very laborious, a lot of work to get, things moving. All right, so Sedwards is there. Continue to tap the thumbs up button. Marlon is there as well. King Kush is here as well.
At nighttime. So these are the high totals again, eastern and central Jamaica, western sections of the peninsula of Haiti. We have the life-threatening flooding that is going to happen. That is a massive concern, and that will cut off communities. Again, you want to have supplies of water. Haiti, for example, where you may walk to the wells for water, you may get cut off from getting there for days and days. So again, help each other out best we can. I know you're helping each other out. I've been talking to the teams on the ground. So again, thank you for doing that on the backside of this too. I'm trying to put stuff together to kind of help out further. I'll try to get on the ground in some spots myself, but let's put that in the back burner at this point. So we are in action mode. Of course, the Dominican Republic and Haiti, in particular, southern coast of Haiti, for the life-threatening flooding. Jamaica, we're going to get a direct hit of a major hurricane. Melissa is moving in, and then it's going to curl its way back toward Cuba. We'll see kind of what the mountains do.
Look at this bit of news. And that's because of Tropical Storm Melissa. So we have casualties in Haiti due to landslides. Who is this? Alex says, I just left Montego Bay. Craig is here. Craig says, we in New York City and US praying for Jamaica. Yeah, man. So if you're just joining in, Craig and the others, the hurricane or the tropical storm is expected to make landfall on Tuesday morning. Cecil says, hello Cecil, how are you doing? How are you doing? So I'm asking now, do you feel frustrated because all of this is happening? What are your plans? How is it that the delay in the arrival of the hurricane has affected your plans? This is crazy, man. Cecil, you're in Jamaica. How is it where you are? Let me know, how is it where you are?
Across Jamaica with this system as it moves through, but hurricane impacts are more and more likely eastern sections of Cuba. So again, we're making the preparations now in Cuba. If you could spread the word across Cuba, eastern sections, we need to make the preps. Pretty soon, the southeastern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos will most likely have to be in action mode. Give me a...
So Craig says that he just left Jamaica Monday and he feels bad leaving family and friends behind. Yeah, it's really bad, but again, keep checking up on them because the storm will be coming on Tuesday morning. Not today, not even tomorrow, not even Monday in the day, but from Monday night going into Tuesday. So that's the case for Hurricane Melissa and Jamaica. So that's Craig Jones, Cecilia, Sedwards, Alex, Marlon, King Kush. Ensure that you subscribe.
Little bit of time. I want to see when it makes its turn back toward Jamaica. So again, we are in monitor mode here. We could have hurricane impacts southeastern Bahamas back through the Turks and Caicos. So please review your hurricane plan. I'm not seeing a scenario now that brings this back toward the Cayman Islands. I value your resources, your time, and again, I really put a lot of effort into where this may go, so we know how to prepare. And for those where it's not going, we don't have to prepare. All of the modeling taking this right into Jamaica again with that landfall, the center of this, the eye moving into eastern or central Jamaica, and that eye wall around it, that will have the catastrophic winds, right? The devastating winds around that. That's what's going to be moving in. If it stays on this track, again, that would have lesser amounts in our western sections of Jamaica, but nonetheless, we are going to get those hurricane impacts. That's why I was breaking it down kind of zone by zone in those previous maps. This black line looks to be very close, maybe a little bit more to the east of what's going to happen. But that would take this right over eastern Jamaica as well, and then back toward the southeastern Bahamas, closer to the Turks and Caicos. Either way, on the backside of this, that...
Steve is here. Steve says he's watching from England, and everyone keep safe. I'm not in Jamaica, but my family is there and I am worried. That's Cecilia. Yeah, man. Jamaicans are actually preparing. I've seen where persons have been battening up windows, moving stuff that could potentially be flying debris. So, persons have been making the preparations. Ricky is here as well. Ricky says, I'm cooked. What happened, Ricky? Ricky Morrison, what happened? Craig says, definitely been checking up on them through the day and already they are getting rain and mudslide. Craig, what area is your family in? Yeah, man, this is to represent Jamaica, all the face stuff. All right. Let's listen to some more. So if you're just joining in, K Foster and the others, the hurricane is expected to make landfall on Tuesday. Not today. Bless up, Foster.
Rain just continues to wrap in, and that's why I mentioned the life-threatening rain that is ongoing, and that is going to happen for a lot of us. Now, how strong is it going to get? This is going to get very strong. It's going to become a major hurricane. As we, maybe when I join you in the next video, it may have a very clear eye with this. We've been seeing the eye of it starting to form in this. It is going to blossom, and I don't use this term lightly either. It's going to be one of those images that it looks like a monster out there, a big system out there that is coming our way. That's what's going to happen. I want to give you the heads up on that. So when you see the satellite image tomorrow and Saturday, how scary it's going to look, know that I've given you the heads up and you've prepared, and take comfort in that, right? Take comfort in having all of this knowledge ahead of time, and we're helping each other out as we go forward. So just a day out, this should become at least a Category 2 or Category 3. The models are a little bit behind in the intensity of this, and I was talking about this in yesterday's video. It is getting stronger, a little bit ahead of schedule. A lot of the models have this as at least a Category 3, maybe a Category 4, could push Category 5, but at that point, again, once we get into about 72 hours, it'll start to move into Jamaica, and as it starts to move in, it loses its water source temporarily, therefore it can't strengthen any further.
So if you're just joining in, Steven is here. Yeah, man, things are happening. So that's Stephen. Craig is here. K Foster. If you're just joining in, so the hurricane is expected to make landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday. So it's a Monday night into Tuesday and not today. So if you plan to go to the market today, you can go ahead with those plans. If you plan to go shopping today, you can go ahead. If you're going out, you can go ahead. You might encounter rain, so ensure you're prepared for that. But it's not the hurricane. The hurricane will be making landfall on Monday. So it's Monday night into Tuesday. That's the latest we've been getting from the different agencies, Gleaner, Observer, and all the reputable media sources. That's Vivian. What's up? Vivian, where are you? That's Vivian Lang or Leng. How are you doing? Let me know where you're watching from. How is it in your area?
Because it's moving over land, and unfortunately that means it's moving on top of us. Now, water temperatures we know are so very warm.
I only paid 99 cents for all of these shoes, and let me show you how.
So again, there's a shortage of bread. You can't get breads on the shelf right now,
allowing this to really blossom. Now, here's a look at the European model. Then I'll show you the American model as far as what's going to happen here. Here's Jamaica. And again, today, really getting stronger. This is later today, but this model is not even showing how strong it is right now. So it's going to be getting stronger. The backside, the heavy and potentially deadly rain moving in, but we're making the prep so it's not deadly. Again, the life-threatening situation, high pressure and control, just holding it down here. That's the blocker. That's why it's down here. We need these fronts to help out. It's this front here that will eventually turn it. That's the one that helps Central America and eventually the Cayman Islands. By tomorrow, look how slowly it moves. This is by our Sunday afternoon. Here's Jamaica. Here it is starting to move in. And I mentioned later tomorrow, especially southeastern sections, we start to get those hurricane impacts moving in. And then as we work our way into Monday, this starts to move in with major hurricane impacts, especially late Monday into Monday night, with some of the biggest impacts early Tuesday moving on top of us as a very strong hurricane right across Jamaica. And then we'll still be seeing it by the time we get into Tuesday, hanging out along eastern sections of Jamaica. That's why the flooding could be catastrophic. We're still talking about Tuesday. Now, the European model does show solid weakening to a degree before it moves into Cuba, because it's saying, hey, this is going to get chewed up by some of the mountains eventually. But the recent modeling still keeps it as a hurricane.
Jamaica just we always miss hurricanes. As in, it always find a path. The hurricane the eye just always seem to miss Jamaica. And some persons are saying it's because Jamaica is God bless. Is Jamaica really God bless? Or is it because Jamaica is God bless, that's why the hurricanes always seem to miss us? Well, that could be the case, but it's because of the positioning of Jamaica, the location of Jamaica, right? That is what contributes to us missing the hurricanes at times. So, of course, the mountainous features of Jamaica will help to break up or reduce the effects of these hurricanes. So you'll find that directly in the path you'll have like Dominican Republic, Haiti, and those countries really feeling the full brunt of how all these hurricanes which seem to pass through the Caribbean. All right,
and potentially a major one because the models are not doing a good job with the intensity of this. Still potentially a major hurricane near eastern Cuba and then lifting up toward the southeastern Bahamas Wednesday and then eventually trying to push off on Thursday. Keeping a very close eye on the Turks and Caicos. You know I got you covered, but on the backside, that rain continues to pump in. So point being, the major hurricane, it is coming to Jamaica. It is going to be a long duration event and then eventually down the road, still watching Haiti, Cuba, and then over toward the southeastern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. And I'll keep an eye on Bermuda down the road. I do not see a scenario that this is pulling its way back toward the United States. I know some other entities want to say that to keep you watching, but I just don't see that. Now, here's Jamaica. This is the American model. Again, the American model shifted to what all the other models were showing. This is more of an easterly solution. This could happen, right? It could stay a little bit more to the east. I mentioned there's going to be some changes, and I'll let you know. This here, though, by Saturday. So this is kind of more of the easterly solution. Saturday evening, I should say, as we work our way into tonight, as we work our way into tomorrow.
So St. Thomas is going to feel it. That's what we're hearing right now. Or St. Thomas will start to feel it first. So if you're in St. Thomas, you need to start preparing. Again, the expected, or based on the meteorologist projections, it's expected that the hurricane will land on Tuesday morning. So it's Monday night into Tuesday morning. You know, school has been out, persons have put off, you know, all sorts of appointments because they thought that it would be coming today. But now we're hearing that it's Monday night into Tuesday morning before we see the hurricane Melissa. It's now still tropical storm Melissa, but it's expected to strengthen into a hurricane. It could be a category 3 straight up to a category 4 hurricane. All right. So of course today is a regular market day in Jamaica. Persons can go out and do their shopping today. Just prepare for some rains, but you won't feel the full force of a hurricane condition. All right.
The American model would have this very close to our eastern sections and not as much in our western zones. This would actually be a better scenario if this were to happen because most of the models have the core of this. This is tomorrow afternoon right on top of us by the time we get into Monday. So, but nonetheless, even the American model, even though it's more of that easterly, showing kind of more of that easterly situation, it's still here by the time we get into Monday. So a long duration event with catastrophic rain either way for eastern sections of Jamaica. Still watching that rain. Look at that. The Dominican Republic, Haiti, the rain continues to pump in no matter which model you're looking at. Some additional rain as well for Puerto Rico.
Why? Our prayers go to Haiti. Our prayers go out to Haiti. They have been feeling it. They have been feeling it left, right, and center. If it's politics, with the whole situation with their former president, to the hurricane, right now there has been landslides. Look at this. There have been landslides going on now in Haiti. You know, Haiti is a very, boy, our prayers go to them. May God, you know, extend his hand to the country of Haiti. Our brothers and sisters there in Haiti, they are feeling it. Jamaica again seems to be so slippery, always missing out, and we're just happy. But St. Thomas right now, based on the projected path, I'm seeing where storm force winds, hurricane force winds will be affecting St. Thomas. So if you're in St. Thomas, you need to be preparing for all of that, because this one is a very strong hurricane. It's slow moving. It's, as you can see, it's unpredictable, right? Very unpredictable. Jump in the comments, let me know who's watching. Who is here? Craig is here, Ricky is here, Cecilia is here, Steven is here. Craig said yes, Haiti and Dominican Republic has been hit hard. The streets are like rivers. Really? Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Vivian, are you still here? Steven is here. Sandra, thanks for joining in. Sandra says that, hi, we are praying that within the moments it will take a S-turn. A S-turn around Jamaica. All right, what are you in Jamaica, Sandra? Let me know where you're watching from. Trust me, prayers go to Haiti at this time.
And then the American model has us sliding up toward eastern Cuba, watching Haiti, and then eventually Tuesday, watching this over toward the southeastern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. So that's more of the easterly chance that it goes. Otherwise, a lot of the models showing this making landfall. I believe it'll be closer to into our eastern and central sections of Jamaica, giving high impacts for.
If you're looking for a chill mobile game, I think I found it.
There we go again. Portland. Portland, you're in the line of fire as well. Anybody watching from Portland or St. Thomas, let me know. Portland, St. Thomas, who else is over that side? Kingston again. So it's Portland, St. Mary. Those parishes will be feeling it based on the projections. Anybody watching from those? Sandra, you're in the line of fire. Right? Because the hurricane is expected to move to the east. Right? So, who else is in the east? Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary, St. Andrew. All of those parishes will be feeling it based on what we're seeing right here. If you're in any of those parishes, let me know what's happening right now. If you're in Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, let me know what's happening right now. Based on the projections, it's the eastern part of Jamaica that will be feeling it. But again, the storm is unpredictable. Yeah, man, I see the likes. Keep the likes coming. Keep the likes coming. It's very unpredictable what will happen. Leon, wow, may God keep us safe, my brother. Yes, Leon is here as well. Yeah, man, you know, it's, we don't know what's coming, we don't know, because first we hear that it would have made landfall today, then we hear that it has been changed to tomorrow, which is Sunday. Now we're hearing that it's Tuesday before it makes landfall. It's crazy, you know? We don't know what to expect or when to expect it. That's the problem, you know?
Just a second. Here's the American model showing that wind field, miles per hour on your screen, kilometers an hour as well. And this model is underdone. It's not showing how strong it is already right now, but it gives you an idea of just the wind field. So if the European model is right, you take this wind field here, this is by tonight, and you just kind of shift it over into our direction in Jamaica. But just want to show you everything we've got here. As you can see, either way, even if this were to be spinning right near the eastern side of Jamaica, it would be for days and days, Sunday into Monday, before it eventually makes its move. But it gives you an idea of how strong it's going to be. You start to see the greens popping up in this. Those would be winds of 125 miles per hour, but most likely this model's not showing just how strong it's going to get. Again, it looks like it could be even stronger than that. You see by Monday, the American model has it sitting here. That would just give some of that storm surge back toward the northern coast. And then eventually the American model wants to take this and start to work it away. But as I mentioned, you could take this. Most of the models have it more on top of us in Jamaica. Either way, then we're watching out for a hurricane eastern Cuba. Still more impacts throughout Haiti, and then lifting up toward the southeastern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. Now, the surge, this is where we have to get away. I mentioned it is hard to move. It's hard to move. It's hard to leave your home. And again, I mentioned different means to do so. It is hard, but I have very high concern. This is going to be life-threatening storm surge. What is storm surge? Well, as you get a system moving in, a major hurricane moving in, it is going to abnormally rise the water. You kind of get a push of the water.
All right, so if you're in any of these areas, you're going to get a storm surge. Let's see if you can see it. You see all of those dots? Those are the areas that will be affected by the storm surge. So that's where Clarendon, Manchester, Kingston, St. Thomas. they're going to be experiencing storm surge in those areas.
The water, the seawater I'm talking about, the ocean kind of lifts up, if you will. This is going to be of high concern where in these spots that I'm highlighting, we need to be away from it because, simply put, the ocean is going to be moving in. That's what's going to happen. We get that rise and then it moves in. So as we work our way, you can see as you get toward Spanish Town, swinging back towards St. Andrew, these spots here, as we'd expect, here's the highway cutting through. These spots here underwater, we're looking at a surge of about 2 to 3 meters, right?
So it's a 2 to 3 meter surge in Kingston, storm surge in Kingston. Leon says, wow, may God keep us safe. Craig says, the sad part is that this hurricane is moving slow and it's sitting over these places for days. Yes, Randy is here as well. America will help, and he says that may God be with us all. So that's the latest. Again, if you're just joining in, they're saying that the storm will make landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday morning. Not today. So you can go to the market today, get your supplies, get your other items, because it looks like it's going to be a long weekend. And the beginning of next week, it's going to be a very long as well. This one is very unpredictable. But what they're now seeing is that it's Tuesday before it's making landfall again. It will be swinging to the east. So it's mostly those eastern parishes, the Kingstons, the St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary, that will be affected mainly. So again, persons in those areas, keep stocking up. I know it's frustrating, you went out and you do your shopping already, only to hear that the storm will no longer make landfall today, but on Tuesday. So, the prayers go out again to Haiti. They have been going through a lot. There have been reports of casualties now because of landslides. Haiti has been cutting down their trees. So you have all of that loose soil coming down, All right, so Craig Jones says, of course, the American people are caring and will mobilize charity events to assist Jamaica, and we salute you for that. It's good to know that we are brothers and sisters that will assist us in time of need, or in these, in times of catastrophe, natural disasters. Again, thanks so much for joining in. We have a lot in store. Ensure that you check out all the videos. Check out all the videos. Trust me, you'll love what's going on. And I'll see you very soon.
So we're looking at roughly about 6 to 10 feet as this moves in. So as the core of this moves in, you get that flow around it. Again, the winds around a hurricane are counterclockwise. So you get that flow around it, that big push of water that will be moving in. And that means these areas going underwater, watching as well as you get back toward Hunter's Village. Again, right along the coast, right in through here, we're looking at 2 to 3 meters or 6 to 10 feet.
You've seen articles where cameras have been found in dressing rooms.
All right, so that's Venita. Venita, how are you doing? Are you in Jamaica? Venita, are you in Jamaica? Let me know. All right. Again, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much. We're tracking Hurricane Melissa. The latest is that it's moving east of Jamaica. So, and it is expected to make landfall on Tuesday morning. Take note of that. Monday night into Tuesday morning. So again, school will probably be closed until Wednesday, Thursday of next week. That's what we're seeing so far.
Getting as much of a push. A lot of times we'll have that offshore flow, but still as a major hurricane approaches, watching over toward Black River, we know how kind of low-lying this is, and I trust your judgment. Those spots are like, well, that could be a problem. It may be a problem. We're looking at about 1 to 1.5 meters as far as the surge right in through here is concerned. Then once we get over toward the north,
Black River in Jamaica, going to see a surge as well. And we know Black River has the crocodiles. So again, that may be a problem in that area. St. Elizabeth, trust me, it's unpredictable times. We're not sure what's coming. But again, if you're just joining in, it's Tuesday before we're expecting the landfall of to be Hurricane Melissa. All right, we're gonna end the live now. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you very, very soon. Big up to Craig, Venita, Randy, Leon, Sandra, K Foster, Alex. Check out all the videos, and we'll be seeing you very, very, very soon.